Alright guys, we're going to be doing an overview on Rulers of Kaon. And if you guys haven't done so already, I highly suggest you guys add the Transformers Forged to Fight 411 bot on the Line app. It's an amazing resource with a lot of information for new players and even old players like myself. So we just add the bot, type in 411, it'll give you this big keyword list of things that you can type, and it'll give you more information on that. So if we just type in base, it'll give us a lot of information on all these things. And it's just an amazing resource. And what we're going to do is type in ROK for Rulers of Kaon, and it's going to provide us with this Google Drive link. If we click on that, it'll take us over here to this PDF that some people have done an amazing job on. So I thank those of you that have run ROK and those of you that provided, the information in terms of like the modules, the health, the attack, the bots that you're gonna come across, and as well a big thank you to those of you that put this amazing list together. So thanks for that. Alright, so before we start, I think the team I'm going to be taking is OG Prime, Motormaster, MV1, Ratchet, and probably Shockwave. Not Shockwave, I'm an idiot. Soundwave. Just for the synergies, mainly just going to be using OG Prime and probably Motormaster and MV1 against like the Bone Crusher. But other than that, it's just going to be a one-man show with OG Prime. So up first we have, I know some of the health and the attack like on some of these are missing, but we have a general idea of like how much health and attack damage each of these bots is going to have, so that's fine. We don't really need that. We'll go through all the bots first, and then I guess I'll give my thoughts on who I'm going to struggle a little bit against. So yeah, up first we have a Mixmaster with his module's special damage, increases special damage by 300%. He's one that I'm a little bit worried about because after about 30 seconds of fighting him, he has most of his special damage and crit damage buffs up already. And basically what that means is if you get tagged by any one of his specials, you're basically dead. He does so much damage if he has his buffs up. The only character that I know can definitely survive getting hit is Mirage, so he is an option to take. I don't have mine really leveled up, so I'm just gonna have to wing it with OG Prime. And up next we have Sideswipe. This is another one that I am a little bit worried about just because of the module that he has. He has an evade power gain, so whenever he evades a melee attack, he generates 60% of a power bar. So whenever his evade buff comes active, I just gotta make sure not to hit him, and it's gonna be a slow and steady fight. I can already feel it. That power gain is crazy though. But yeah, I'm not too worried about his specials hitting me too hard. He's not gonna have that 300% special damage buff increase, so we should be able to survive some of his specials if we do get hit by him. Up next we have Grindor. I feel like OG Prime's definitely going to shine against Grindor. He has an armor gain buff, which when struck, there's a 6% chance to gain an 85% armor buff. Additionally, this buff activates when a special attack is activated by the opponent. If you do not have an OG Prime, this fight's going to be kind of tough. Who else can actually do damage to Grindor once he has those buffs up? Probably Windblade. I know Grindor does have that decreased crit chance debuff that he can sometimes proc. Windblade does have her special too, which is the armor pierce, so that'll do some damage, but that would be a super long fight with fighting Grindor with Windblade. Motormaster, he has his heavies can proc an armor break, so he may also be a good choice, but definitely OG Prime would make quick work of Grindor. Up next we have Starscream. He has a pretty standard module. Special 2 deals 20% damage and cannot be blocked. It's pretty easy to dodge, so I'm not too worried about him. Other than that, it should be a pretty easy character. Bludgeon. Trigger rate increases the trigger rate of abilities by 150% for 7.5 seconds. Recharges in 15 seconds. Trigger rate of abilities. That's not Yeah, that doesn't mean special, so I'm assuming his armor buff and his bleed, so they're going to activate a lot more often, so just got to be careful with that. But other than that, should be a pretty easy fight as well. Just try not to get hit by like a special whenever he has that crit damage buff, because that thing will hurt. Up next, sixth opponent is Soundwave. He has the block proficiency 6, so he'll just reduce incoming damage from enemy attacks that are successfully blocked by 60%. Not too bad of a module, should be pretty easy to deal with. We just gotta be careful not to hit him with our ranged attacks whenever he has his that reflect buff up. So yeah, not too worried about him either. Grimlock, I am worried a little bit about him. Not too much because of his module. Special attack stun. On the last hit of special attack, stuns the opponent for 4.5 seconds. Mainly worried about using OG Prime, even though he does have the class advantage. If I do armor break him and I get a bunch of crits off on him, he's gonna bleed, and he's immediately gonna convert those bleeds into melee buffs, so he's basically gonna negate all of my bleeds from MV1. So I'm not too sure if I should fight him with OG Prime. I may give it a try just to see how it goes, but you know, he's gonna be hitting me in return, but with so much more damage with a bunch of melee buffs, so might just fight him with Motor Master or something. We'll see what I decide to do. Up next we have Barricade. He has an evade ranged timed 6, 50% chance to evade ranged attacks for 7.5 seconds, recharges in 25 seconds. I hate fighting Barricade because like in the arenas and even like in normal battles, he likes spamming his ranged attacks a little bit. And even if you are blocking it, there's a chance that he does proc his backfire proc on you. And whenever that happens, I'm basically just like waiting it out till it times out before I use a special. I think against Barricade this time, I'm just going to be using my special 3 and then just trying to pummel him with a bunch of melees and landing a bunch of crits and hope for bleeds with OG Prime. Don't want to knock him down, because as soon as you knock him down, he gets that crit rate buff, and it just, you're not going to have fun if he hits you while he has his crit rate up. Up next, Mirage. I am worried about this one, simply because of the stupid module that they decided to put on him. Ranged Shock 6. On range attacks, inflict a stack of shock, dealing 300% attack, has shock damage over 7.5 seconds per stack of shock. Oh man. If you fight a really high leveled Mirage and like with really high signature, and if he ever activates a special one, you know how fast those range attacks come at you, and even if you sidestep one, there's always a good chance of like the second or last shot still hitting you. So I can see him being a bit of an issue. Those shock damages, man. Oh my god. So if he hits me 3 times, that's 900% attack damage over 7 seconds. So 900. Oh my god. I don't even want to think about it. Alright, let's just move on. I just know against Mirage I am going to suffer a little bit. I'll just have to play like really up close and personal with OG Prime and just hope for the best. Up next we have Bone Crusher. Reflect ranged. He'll reflect incoming range attacks while blocking, dealing 200% of their original damage. So gotta be a little bit careful with that. He basically has shockwave, sound waves passive. Against him, I'll probably just fight him with MV1 the entire fight. I know I was thinking of taking just Motor Master with him, but I know that if I take Motor Master, he'll eventually land a couple crits, and he'll just end up killing himself basically. So taking MV1, I think it's a good choice. I wish my MV1 was duped, but rank 3 MV1 should do just fine. So yeah, just gotta watch out for him blocking, I guess. Then up next we have Ultra Magnus. Armor Pierce. His attacks bypass 120% of the opponent's current armor, so he's going to be doing basically true damage to us, and His special 1's kind of easy to dodge. His special 2 is really easy to dodge. So basically all we have to do is just dodge his specials and not get hit, which basically applies to everyone else in this lineup. But against Ultra Magnus, we should be fine, honestly. Just with OG Prime primarily against all these characters, we're just gonna land a special 3 and then just go ham with melee attacks and special 2s. And last but not least, we have Megatron. Thankfully, he doesn't have this signature, so he's not going to regen like crazy. So that's actually a really good thing. And his module is Adaptive 6, cycles between 90% physical or energy resistance over 7.5 seconds. So yeah, he's going to be tanky every like 7.5 seconds, super tanky. So that fight, it'll probably take a little bit longer. But he shouldn't be too bad to deal with, honestly. So the only characters I am worried about are the first 2, just because Mixmaster can one-shot you, Sideswipe can gain a bunch of power super quickly, and Grimlock, man. Yeah, I'll probably have to fight Grimlock with Motormaster just for the debuffs, not the damage over time from OG Prime, because it'll just purify them, gain melee buffs, and hit me back even harder. So a little worried about that fight. And the last fight I'm worried about is against Mirage, just because of that insane shock stack damage that he's going to be doing. So yeah guys, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. I'm going to be recording all the fights, uploading them as I finish, and hopefully it doesn't cost me too much. I'm trying to do it with like $100 worth, just a Grimlock. Might not be able to. I do have like 500 of those 4-hour crystals in stock that I've saved up for like so long, and if I get a lot of revives and potions, that'll definitely help me out. If not, we're gonna have to spend Energon to buy those potions, but it doesn't look too bad, honestly. We should be fine with the introduction of masteries. It definitely makes it a little bit easier, and I do have a couple of those, what are they called, not buffs, Jeez, I honestly just lost. Oh, boost. Sorry, I just forgot what they were called. I have I think 2 health boost and an attack boost that I may try it out. I may try out against like Starscream or somebody, see how much of a damage increase and health increase it does, and if it's worth it, I may just start popping those every fight. But we'll see, I guess. So yeah guys, let me know what you guys think. If you guys were to run Rulers of Kaon, let me know what team you guys would use and which of these characters you guys think you guys would struggle against. And once again, I highly suggest you guys add the 411 bot on the Line app. It's just an amazing resource. And once again, a big thank you to those of you that put this PDF together. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to run through it myself tomorrow. Thanks all for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.